Hi, this is Shama Sikander and I will be talking about pop culture inside with Pop Diaries. So Me Too is an extremely important movement according to me, because it's very important to give not only women but men the voice that has been suppressed for so many years. That has really rotten us as human beings and made us so afraid or fearful or not or really suppressed us for not allowing us to be ourselves because of the fear that it has created, in our hearts and minds and soul. So it was extremely important, thanks to all the women that came out and spoke about it. It gave a huge platform to every woman to come out and speak about, or even men. Surprisingly, there were very little men that came out and spoke about it. And Me Too is not just about women, it's about everybody. It's about whoever has gone through something so torturous, or something that has really bothered their soul, that has changed the way of thinking, their living, that has kept them in so much pain. They should just come out and talk about it. It's extremely important. Conversation or talking about it is extremely important for your mental health. I am an ambassador for mental health awareness, and I think it's completely is really important, because I always urge people to talk about their mental illnesses and things like that. And Me Too is a part of mental illness, because it does give you mental illness. It does create that fear, that so much fear that you don't deserve as a human being, so much pain that you go through, and the more you suppress it for many years, the more the worse it becomes. And the worse, it's like a fungus that starts to spread inside you and starts to eat you up, and then you're not a person anymore. You're ill, you're sick. You might look great from outside, but from inside you're ill. And if you're ill inside, you can never ever be completely happy and healthy outside. Now, I also see a lot of people are coming up with silly videos about Me Too, and they're trying to deviate the whole attention. But I would really urge people to not give too much importance to that, because whenever there is a big change happening, and this is a universal change, because it's not just happening in one place, it's happening all around the world. And this is a universe's way of telling you that samal jao. Come back to your senses. Find who you really are. Understand who you really are. We have to be nice to each other. We have to be understanding to each other. We have to be kind and compassionate towards each other. We are the only one for each other. If we are not going to understand that, who else is going to understand that? And if we are not going to help each other as a human being, then who else is going to come and help us? So whenever there is a big wave of change coming into our way, there are some stupid things that are going to happen. Some stupid people are going to come and try to deviate the whole matter. But I think we should just forget about that. Just completely avoid that and really focus on the actual issue that is really important to tackle, not only in our country but in the whole world right now. I think it's completely silly. You can have enlightenment any moment in your life. It's not like, oh, you were born enlightened. Why didn't you feel it then, and why do you feel it now? अच्छा तुमको पहले ये हुआ, अब तब क्यों नहीं बोला? नहीं बोला because there was no courage, because there was so much confusion. You're frozen sometimes. And then if you want to say, sometimes if you go and share it to somebody, your family members will tell you, no beta, no, don't talk about it. It happens from families. It happens inside the home. So what are we talking about? I mean, have we lost all our compassion? Are we not even humans anymore, that we don't even want to listen to the other person, or what the other person has to say? He or she has to have to have a reason to say it after 8 years or 10 years. Well, there are thousands of reasons. There can be thousands of reasons, but whatever time he or she is saying something, at least listen to it, understand it. I mean, there are so many things that you have not said in your life. You've still not said it. Thanks to those people who have at least have the courage now to come and say it. If you have guts, come and say it now. I challenge you all. I really urge you all. Please come out and say it. At least they have courage after 8 years. At least they have the courage to speak, after 10 years. But they spoke. They are more courageous than you are. Well, I've never experienced the West paparazzi culture, but from whatever I see, I think it's the same. I've been to LA and I've stayed there for a month, and when you are in Mumbai, everybody talks about Hollywood, and how big is Hollywood, and how fancy is Hollywood, and how great it is, and blah 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 blah. I just felt it's the same thing. I met a lot of people. It's the same shit here and there. It's the same thing. I just feel like I saw so many meetings happen in the cafeterias, just like here. I saw every filmy person talks just like how filmy people talk here, exactly like that, just that they speak in American English, and they are white people and we are brown people. That was the only difference. Paparazzis, I think it's the same. It's become the same now in India also. Yeah. I think if there's any really big issue that we need to tackle today, the biggest, bigger than wars, bigger than anything, is mental health awareness. Because if you're mentally ill and if you're depressed, you don't even need other people to kill you. You are good enough to kill yourself. And that is something to be afraid of. You won't need wars, you won't need people, you won't need people to kill each other, you won't need weapons to kill each other. You yourself become the weapon to kill yourself. So that is something extremely scary, and I don't understand why the governments have still not started mental health awareness issues. They have not made it the most important thing of their life, or at least one of the most important issues to be tackled, I see only people like us who have gone through it, or who believe that this could be very, very dangerous for humanity, and it is very dangerous. I see 99% people that I meet are depressed. 99, I'm not even kidding you. 99% people are depressed. Most of them know it but don't want to accept it. A lot of them don't know. They don't even know what's happening to them. Nobody is there to tell them, because every time they say that something like this is happening, everybody either will make fun of them, bully them, or give them or call them names, and it's all because of lack of compassion. It's all because we've forgotten how to care. It's all because we've forgotten how to live as a human being. I think what needs to be taught to us again is to be human, is to be compassionate and kind to each other. I see people bullying all the time, and I think a lot of bullying happen because it's kind of cool. It's really cool, and this whole attitude of making bullying cool is what has really rotten the society today, is what has really rotten the minds of people today, because from no angle bullying another person cool, from no angle. If it is anything, then it is the most shameful act you can do to another person, because bullying comes out of a lot of insecurity within. And I've seen a lot of people, even when they joke on somebody else's expense. A certain expense is fine, but then you really, cross the border, and you must understand how much the other person can take or tackle or tolerate. Going beyond that and then saying, hey, I was just joking, and what's the big deal? Not right. Not right. If you have hurt somebody, have the courage to say, sorry boss, I did not mean it like that. Please, you can't say, oh, how can you be so upset? I didn't do anything. So if you've hurt somebody, you've hurt somebody. You have no right to tell the other person that, oh, you've not hurt him or her. So if you make a mistake, if you really wanted to go all overboard and make fun of the other person, please be courageous enough or manly enough or humanly enough to go back to that person and say sorry. It's just these little things that really matter. It's not big things. It's not going and breaking the mountains or some rocket science. It's the simplest things that really matters in life. It's how we behave with each other that really matters. It's how, I've seen so many people, if they look at you, they don't even smile. They can't even smile. It's like as if they smile, it's going to cost them a bomb. So I never understood those people. And I'd be like, must be really tough to be that person, because, you know, it's so easy to smile. I smile all the time. You know, anybody looks at me, don't look at me, I'm smiling. And I really find it hard to like stop myself to smile at people. And whenever you know, and if I see somebody smiling in return, or sometimes if I'm low and I just see a smiling face, it just changes, it brightens my whole day. You don't understand how much your smile really matters, not only to you, but to other person who might just come from having the worst day of their life, and they just see somebody smile genuinely, and that's it. They just forget all about it. So understand the power of your actions. Small little actions makes a huge difference. So if you bully the other person, you're not only bullying him, you might get that pleasure for this little time, you know, that, oh, you overpowered that person, oh, you made the person look very, very low and down and shallow and whatnot. But it will come back to you, and it will come back to you in abundance, because everything you give come back in abundance. Never ever forget that. Nepotism, oh, it exists for sure, it exists, but it exists everywhere. I don't see anything wrong in that. I feel everybody has a right to choose whoever they want to choose for their projects, or help whoever they want to help in, you know, in life. And of course, you know, help starts from family and friends first. So I don't think there is anything wrong in that. Yes, a lot of very, very talented people suffers because of that. But it's you know, each to his own. Different people have different opinions and values, and, you know, how they want to conduct their life. So I'm nobody to say anybody that, oh, it should exist or it shouldn't exist. I think it's absolutely fine if somebody wants to. Yeah. Yes, casting couch. Of course, it exists. And the only way forward is to accept it, and to accept that it exists, and not keep living in the lie that, oh no, it doesn't exist, oh no, I have never come across it, oh no, you know. I think we as actors need to become more honest as people, if we want to have less depression in our life. Honesty will really, really save you. All these things happen in the world. You know, our line is not the most purest of all, but our line is beautiful. I love our industry. I've met some of the best people here. There are people in the whole world also who will ask you to do, you know, inappropriate things just because they have power, or they have something that you want or you need. If you want to do it, you do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't do it. As simple as that. Yes, nobody has right to force you to do anything, but yeah, I think we must now start talking like matured people and stop lying all the time. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I think I feel extremely proud and happy that Indian government has taken this great initiative, because it was so important to take this whole community as people, and give them their rights, you know, rights to live, rights to love, because all of us have rights to live, and all of us have rights to love. And who are we to segregate people that if you are, so, you know, if you are from this community, you can't love, or you can't choose your partner, or you can't. Everybody has a right to. So I'm so grateful to the Indian government for legalizing it.